Hey, how's it going? It's the Fox Fool with part 2 of my outward guide. I wanted to get it out a bit sooner, but I have been doing some end of semester projects for college, so I hadn't found the time to write and record a script for this one yet. Now, there are two main parts to this video. In the beginning section, I'm mostly going over the basics of cooking, and later I show where to find the best shield that is possible to get in the early game, the tower shield. Now for cooking, first you want to break down all the berries that you've been collecting into jam. You combine 4 berries to make jam, and you combine the jam with bread to make 3 tartines. These restore stamina and give you warmth, which is great for when winter starts. Chersonese, the mountain zone you start in, has 2 seasons. You start in the summer season, but when winter comes, it gets really cold, so it's good to stockpile things like this in your lighthouse. Next thing I cover is boiling salt water. This is the most efficient way to farm salt. 1 flask of salt water returns your full flask of clean water and 5 stacks of salt. Salt is amazing. Combine it with the salmon you caught while you're looking for the rainbow trout and any other foods you think you might not need. Next, I cover some basic teas. I mentioned these in the last video, but I go over them again. You combine the ochre spice beetles to make a warming stamina tea, and you combine seaweed with water to make mana tea. These restore burn stats, not empty stats. As you use a resource, you'll notice a faded bar shrinking the amount you can use, your maximum. This is what I mean by burn stats. It recovers maximums, not the currently used stuff. You can also cook crab eye seeds to combine it with linen to make poison rags. I don't make any poison rags right now because I prefer using my linen for bandages. I've had an issue with my game around this point, so I end up needing to turn off the beta version of the game, and it deletes some of my salt and possibly some of my other items in my inventory when I return. When I went to get more water, I realized I should probably show off Edo Akiyuki, the definitely not Japanese spellblade trainer. He has a few useful base skills. The most important is fitness. It boosts your health pool and reduces the amount of time you need to waste sleeping. It's 50 silver, and you should buy it on every character before you leave Cirzo. I probably should have mentioned it from last video, but I forgot. He also sells 2 shield-related skills on the base level. If you want to use shields for more than just the start of the game, I recommend picking these skills up. I got a free pistol in the chest earlier, so while I was recording, so I'm making this character pistol build, and am not going to use shields for longer than I have to. And so that's why I'm not buying the skills right now either. But back in the kitchen with some more salt, I make the best recipe in the game. Jerky. It's 2 meat and 2 salt to make 5 jerky. Jerky takes an insanely long time to rot, which means it will stay in your inventory for basically ever without rotting. I carry 10 pieces of it at all times when I'm traveling and form stockpiles of it in every city. Now, on to the second part of what I promised for this video. I stop at this cliff for a few reasons. First, it's a safe zone. There are butterflies. Butterflies mean you can sleep there and not risk dying. There's a supply cache up here. Supply caches usually have traps, arrows, and bullets in them. Great for loot, especially if you want to focus on these resources. I show where I am on the map and then jump down to get a rich ore vein. This ore vein is always going to be here. They always spawn in the same region, so if you learn where a few of them are, it's good to return to those areas when you're farming for gravel beetles and ore and stuff. Be careful to slide down the cliff. There is fall damage in this game if you haven't figured that out already, but only if you get airborne. As I mine, I spot something interesting in the distance, a Wendigo. They are very hostile to everything and very strong. You can see it looking like a swirl of bluish sparkles in the distance. I get a close-up later. I sneak to some rocks on the beach, careful not to draw the attention of the bandits and Wendigo, hoping they aggro each other. Get some free loot. I sit there for a while and spot the man I'm looking for, the bandit defender. I wait for a bit to see if he aggroes on a shrimp or the Wendigo, but he goes to fight a shrimp, letting me watch the Wendigo a bit more. I thought they were only started spawning during the first winter, so it was a fun surprise for me to see this guy here. As I let you see, the Wendigo tears the bandits to shreds with icy blasts and heavy attacks. After a while, I go back to fight the defender, who has since killed the shrimp, but got seriously hurt, making the fight much easier. Because of the fang weapon, so long as I hit him once, he will die eventually, though it is very slow, so I keep fighting him to speed it up a bit. It's possible to just hit him once and kite him down the beach if you're bad at fighting though, and just let him bleed out. He has two things of interest: the shield, which is around the third or fourth strongest shield in the game, and a one-handed mace that has an incredible reach and inflicts confusion. Confusion reduces impact resistance, meaning you can knock them over faster. Basically stun lock enemies if you attack fast enough. After a bit of inventory management, I get a chance to get a close-up of the Wendigo for you guys and lock on so you can get a chance to see why I avoided him like the plague. He's full health after slaughtering half a dozen bandits. And that will also wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, and I have one more planned, which is where I go to raise the bridge between the Hallowed Marsh and Enmerker. I have a couple of other ideas, so let me know if you are interested in seeing more Outward content. Thank you.